We're all heroes of our own stories, or so we hope. Yes, you can do anything. The sky's the limit. Now, let's take this back to Earth. Wow, you really took that all the way down to the end, in flames. The spent nuclear fuel that Toxanol dumped in the surf had detrimental effects on the marine habitats, while the overflowing landfills contaminated the groundwater. Combined, this sent their world hurtling on an inevitable road to ruin. The plague that's ruining the land needs to be stopped. I need to brush up on my Wando, but I have a feeling he believes it was you that caused the bang at the yard. Oh, and he says he knows you. You used to call him Gizmo. He gave you the oil-greased hands when he taught you how to upcycle. Gizmo remembers you as a nice kidling, and he can still sense the warmth of your good heart. But Gizmo says how you experience a memory can be different. You know the story, but sometimes the truth it brings is personal. He hopes you remember that one time he taught you to upcycle, and hopes you've had some use for it over the years. Gizmo says he also has re-memories from the long gone, but unlike you, he doesn't think of the past, for it's gone. He understands history made Lupa Lupin a big part of your past, your present, and soon, your future. You still believe there's some good in everyone. You still have hope for tomorrow. He says you should know that what's meant to be will always find a way, but history shouldn't consume you. Gizmo encourages that. You should forgive, but never forget. It'll provide some comfort to your soul and keep the memory of lost loved ones in your heart.
Fan that flame!
Wait, no! Bright light blinds! It's dangerous!
I've got all the cold sick burns you need, Dark.
Oh, do you have to insult me over this?
I don't have to, but I want to.
Would like to know if you ever doubt the choices you made on the path that brought you to this point. Would you have been happier going in a different direction? Figures you're either a rare person or a good liar. Maybe both. Hard to believe the world is actually going to survive. Just seemed impossible till now. Grateful to you for coming back and doing your best to change things. You were the only chance they had. Wonders if you liked working with the Myriad. They always seemed so centered and so seeking. Thinks that's more than most are. It's hard to keep to a path like that. But that's not important now. Gizmo says it's taken a long time to bring the past up to the present, and where you go from here is up to you. You need to set the past aside, at least for now. He can't leave the underyard as he has no protection against the vacuum in the dead zone, so you need to salvage scrap to upcycle the Mechton, starting with the old crate outside. You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the Mechton strong enough to fight the Jumbo Puff. There are more crates from before the apocalypse left out in the wild. Easy to find if you keep an eye out. You should be able to gather enough scrap to upgrade the Mechton from them. There's short of breath and death to this zone. Better take care. He who half breathes, half lives. Finding some thick air might be wise soon. Whoa, smell that? Biohazard nearby. Looks like the switches need to be turned to match so enough charge can flow through the conductors. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. How long has this night gone on? He says that's enough to get the Mechton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply. He made a suction device so the Mechton can use the black tar as an instant refuel. You can also use it to clear oily goo puddles, so you can pass and access hard-to-get-to areas. He's been working on another project for the Mechton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find scripts. It's a little feisty and tough critter, a perfect fit for a live ammunition, if you ask him. The Grease Monkey's Mechton is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Don't stop to rest. hero has to stand on its own. Mount up. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.
Potser. Inmo. Diava. Vaksan u intabadan kamaklai lech.
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be.
Lech.
Says a monster hunter hears many things on the wind.
Badayan analove.
Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes.
Sem.
Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make.
Jira vabasco.
You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care.
Vuksu isku alehan yoshkaba.
It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss.
Mustak bala.
Claims he mostly kills whoever he doesn't like.
Intabadam farujudu. Zif und lumpfaubsor.
Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot.
Ziehen.
Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead.
Sirka full of in the horse inmo.
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones.
Over bug ad.
Says they keep the monsters away. He needs them closer, not farther.
Bon.
But enough of that, right?
Bon vedze njavov. Mashaku hirsave.
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed.
Vedze njavov.
He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output.
Mashaku hirsave. Dre.
Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short.
Waxan nach Kale Zegi.
Says he's not sure, but if you're going to haunt something, it seems a waste not to eat it.
Biada.
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter.
Gag.
Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big.
Kuntuf Muntea Mastula. Biada.
There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes.
Muntea Mastula.
Says it's not far at all. Fortunately for you, the squips seem to have acclimatized themselves to the otherwise uninhabitable dead zone. Let's see. Don't stop to rest. Wait, it's the script hole-up. The place is just filled with critters. Flying fists. Who needs a weapon? Enough of that. Right out. Nothing like a story with an unexpected ending. Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, they caused their own death. Oh, idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there. All yours now. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework.